Hey there, are you an online business manager or director of operations or project manager, and you're looking to help your client grow their business? You're trying to up-level the role that you have in your client's business, or maybe you just really want to help with marketing and data and strategy. Well, today I'm going to share with you what I call the CEO dashboard and why your client needs it. So, my name is Carolyn O'Brien, and I help online business owners and service providers in the online space. I use data and marketing to help grow their business and to really make smart data-driven decisions. So, what is a CEO dashboard? A CEO dashboard is something that really every business owner should have, and it really is a dashboard looking at an overview of your business or your client's business. So, whatever is most important for your business, that should be on the CEO dashboard. So, think kind of big picture numbers, overall revenue, overall sales, number of product sales, refunds if that's something that your business has to take care of, new leads to the list, unsubscribes from a list, key product sales. All of those things should be on the CEO dashboard. Maybe you have a podcast and that's really a big driver of traffic and sales. Then you could put some podcast numbers on that dashboard as well. So, whenever I'm helping service providers or business owners when it comes to building out dashboards, one of the first questions I get is where do I start, right? What dashboard do I start with? And I always say the CEO dashboard because it really is the first piece of the puzzle to building out more dashboards and to really having an understanding of, as a business owner, how your business is performing and what should be focused on. So I want to walk you through some examples of CEO dashboards and then also take you through how these can be built out and how really quickly they can come together. So these are some examples of CEO dashboards that I've built. So I build custom dashboards for clients on a project basis. And again, the CEO dashboard is something that I always recommend. And so as you can see, as I walk through these examples, they're all a little bit different, but they're all extremely important metrics that business needs, right? So in this example, we have annual income, annual expenses, and annual profit. So we have big picture numbers for the current year to date, how things are performing. But then we also have a breakdown of income, expenses, and profit for month over month. So that's kind of a trend that I like to do. I like to do big picture metrics so you can see really quickly where you're at. But then also, how does that compare? Are there trends, right? Hopefully income is going up and you can hopefully see that month over month. And another one that we'd hope would go up would be profit, right? So visually seeing it mapped out makes a huge difference in terms of being able to understand how that business is performing. So then for this particular client, we have course revenue. So course was the main driver of revenue in her business. And so she really wanted to focus on that CEO dashboard. So for the course, we have total revenue, new purchase revenue, rebill revenue. Again, a key distinction for this particular client because there were payment plans and there were subscriptions coming in. So she wanted to be able to see how much of this total revenue is coming from new purchases and how much is coming from rebills, right? And then also refunds. But then we have it again month over month of total revenue. So another important thing is again having those big picture numbers and then having month over month information. Then we go and break it down a little bit more. So we have revenue by product, revenue by type, and revenue by processor. Again, important pieces of information for this particular client. For your client or for your own business, maybe you really don't care about processor, and so that's not something that you would pull into your CEO dashboard. Maybe you don't really have that many products, and so this wouldn't be a key distinction that you need. And revenue by type, right? Maybe this is breaking down product bump, upsell. Maybe you don't have a bump, maybe you don't have an upsell. So that wouldn't be as important, right? But you can pick and choose, and the idea is to pick and choose what's most helpful for your business. And then we have a breakdown of the current month. So this is a big picture. How are we performing for the year? And then let's dive a little bit deeper to say, for the current month, where are we, right? So we have specific product purchases, and then we have a table showing revenue and number of purchases by product. For this client, she had a number of products, which is why there are so many listed, but she really wanted to see that breakdown. So let's go to the next example. This is for a membership. And so for this client, the membership was the key driver of revenue. So the focus of the CEO dashboard was really this overall membership performance. There were subsequent dashboards in this project for performance of specific tiers of the membership. But for this overall membership CEO dashboard, it was really a focus on how the membership in general is performing. So current number of members with a comparison time period as well. number of new members, number of cancellations, number of effective cancellations. These were two different metrics that she wanted to make sure we were tracking. Overall retention rate, overall churn rate, overall lifetime value. Key metrics, again, key metrics that she wanted to be making sure that she was looking at on a regular basis. That's something else to consider when building the CEO dashboard is what metrics do I need to see on a regular basis? What metrics do I need to look at maybe not as frequently? The metrics that are most important that you want to look at regularly should be on that CEO dashboard. So your membership, right? You want to see overall lifetime value. How much is a person spending before they churn? What is that retention rate and what is that churn rate? But again, then we want to see it over time, right? So for the current number of members, is that increasing or decreasing? For the overall churn rate, is that increasing, decreasing, staying the same? And then same for retention rate. Then you can see here, right, I've picked and chosen what metrics to have on the data labels. That can be updated as well based on what your client thinks is most important. And then overall lifetime value. This is an important one to see what the trends are for each month. Or is it going up, right? If it's going down, what changes do you need to make sure that overall people are spending more money as time goes on? And then we have some money metrics down here, current MRR, revenue collected, and refunds. And again, we then seeing that month over month to spot those trends. And here's another example. So as you can see, there are key trends or commonalities in terms of the CEO dashboard being what's most important to that business, overall metrics plus trends over time, but it really is different by client. This is kind of a page 2 of a CEO dashboard that I wanted to show. And this one really is looking at just graphs because the first one included more of a high level information, but we wanted to look at total sales by category. The category here is broken down from evergreen sales, launch sales, sessions, and events, evergreen sales by month and the average, total opt-ins by resource, and then we're looking at conversion rate from opt-in to sale by evergreen sales by product and evergreen revenue by product. So again, for this client, there were multiple products and comparison amongst those products was really important. So for this page 2 of the CEO dashboard for this project, it was really focused on the comparison of these products. And so based on your business or your client's business, there may be some things that I've shown here that you want to include, and there may be different things. Maybe if you have a podcast you want to keep track of, that's something that would be on the CEO dashboard. But for these examples, that wasn't necessarily most important. So hopefully this was helpful and hopefully it got you thinking of what you would want to include in your CEO dashboard. I actually have a template available if you want to take a shortcut and build off of this template that's ready to use. So click the link below to get more information.